Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about the new moon in Gemini. Every new moon is a beginning, a new cycle, a seed that is being planted. And that seed may be an idea, a project, a conversation, a new way of thinking, or simply a new possibility that is starting to emerge in your life. So this new moon takes place at 24 degrees of Gemini, and I encourage you to look at the house where it falls in your natal chart, because that area of life is where new energy is asking to grow for you right now. So what seed are you planting today? That is the question. Gemini is an air sign, so it rules ideas, communication, learning, information, connections. It is also a mutable sign, and mutable energy reminds us that life is movement. Life changes, it adapts, it evolves. So we are moving through a period of transition. Something is shifting, something is preparing to emerge. And so Gemini invites us to stay curious, to ask questions, to remain open to different perspectives. So to remember that there is often more than one way to see a situation. That's totally Gemini energy, that double point of view. And so the ruler of Gemini is Mercury. Mercury is the messenger of God, and the bridge between ideas and reality, the bridge between people, the bridge between what we think and what we create. Mercury is already slowing down before its upcoming retrograde season that will be starting at the end of the month. So if you have, anything important, like important conversations to have, paperwork, contracts, if you want to buy expensive items, such, I don't know, a new car, a new computer, or a new phone, please, either do it, as quickly as possible, or I would suggest that you wait a bit longer, for next month at the end of the retrograde period. But yeah, beyond all of that, I believe that the most important message of this new moon is our inner dialogue. The way we speak to ourselves, the stories we repeat every day, the beliefs we carry about who we are and what is possible for us. Because our inner dialogue shapes our energy, and our energy influences our choices. And our choices create our reality. This is something I have observed throughout my own life, and throughout, the life of my family, my friends, and my clients. The outer world often reflects the inner world. So this new moon is asking us to become aware of our thoughts. What are you telling yourself every day? Are your thoughts supporting the life you want to create? Or are your thoughts keeping you connected to an old version of yourself? We also have another aspect during this new moon, which is a square between Mercury and Saturn. And this aspect can help us structure, give structure to our thoughts, to our thought process. And it can also bring focus, discipline, maturity, and it can help us think more deeply. But please be careful, because it can also bring self-doubt and worry and a bit of anxiety, isolation, a tendency to expect the worst. This is because of Saturn. That's, the influence of Saturn. So this is where awareness becomes important. Notice the thoughts you feed, and notice the conversations you have with yourself. Because every thought carries energy, and energy repeated, and every repeated thought becomes a pattern. At the same time, we have a beautiful conjunction between Venus and Jupiter. So that's a really beautiful aspect. That's one of the most supportive energies of this new moon, because Venus represents love, self-worth, receiving, relationships, the way we value ourselves. And Jupiter expands whatever it touches. So this conjunction invites us to express more love, more appreciation, more gratitude. It encourages us to recognize our value and share our gifts with others. So there is also a strong theme around balance, around giving and receiving. Many people know how to give, but receiving can be much harder. This new moon reminds us that healthy energy moves in both directions, giving and receiving, sharing, allowing. When this balance is present, the flow can be reactivated. You know, there's more flow in the energy. So it's it has an impact health-wise, but also with your relationships. They become more nourishing, and we feel more connected to ourselves. And at the same time, there's another aspect that's a bit more difficult and more intense, but it's all to do with transformation. It's the opposition between Venus and Pluto. So this aspect acts like a mirror. So it's going to mirror back to you who you truly are, deeply, your maybe some fears and some wounds that need to be healed. It's the relationships, the situations around relationships may be triggering you and will be acting as a mirror to so that all of that deep stuff, is brought to the surface. So it can be, fears, attachments, or the pattern that is ready to change. And so sometimes, intensity appears so that we can really see ourselves more clearly. And so this opposition is actually a gift, even if it can be really intense. You can feel some pressure, because it really accelerates growth around self-love, self-worth, and also the way we relate to others. So because the relationship we have with others, the relationship we have with ourselves has an influence on the relationships we have with others. That's why that aspect is actually it's a hidden gift, really, because it forces us to really connect to our inner child and nourish, the inner child, give the inner child a lot of love, a lot of support, and so that it can, then be reflected back to us in our close relationships. And so, yeah, be aware of how you speak to yourself every day. Are you encouraging yourself or are you judging yourself? Are you seeing your value or are you waiting for others to validate your value? The more we cultivate self-respect and self-love, the easier it becomes to love others. And it's from a place of wholeness, not of lack, not of neediness. So we are also beginning to feel the energy of a conjunction here during this new moon. So it's the conjunction between Mars and Uranus. So that's the last aspect that's taking place during this new moon, sorry. And so this conjunction of Mars and Uranus, it can actually bring Saturn insights. It's in that sign of Gemini. And so you can have some breakthrough ideas, a desire for freedom, a need for change. And so with Uranus entering, Gemini, and it's going to stay there for a long time. I've already talked about this in previous videos. We are stepping into a time of rapid developments in communication, technology, and learning. So new ideas can arrive unexpectedly, new solutions can appear quickly. And this energy asks us to remain open, to be flexible, to trust the process. And perhaps most importantly, to accept that we do not need to understand everything straight away. The mind wants certainty, it wants to control things, to know everything beforehand, whereas the soul often moves first, it has your intuition will guide you first before having the full picture presented to you. So sometimes the next step will appear before the entire path is visible. And this new moon invites us to trust that, to trust what we feel, to trust what is calling us forward, to trust the new story that is starting to emerge. So I leave you with a question today. What new story are you ready to tell yourself right now? And what would change in your life if you truly believed in your own value? So please let me know in the comments below. And if this video resonated with you, of course, please don't forget to like this video, to subscribe to this channel, and to share this video with someone who may need this message today. And of course, if you would like, personal guidance around your natal chart, your soul profile, or, energetic alignment, I would love to work with you, and you can send me a private message by email. I will put all the info as well underneath the video. And otherwise, please have a beautiful new moon in Gemini. And I see you soon for, other videos around astrology and consciousness as well.